Good morning, everyone. My name is Aditya Narayan. My registration number is 19BCE2172, and I am here to speak about the topic history of Java and how it came into surface. Now, we all are aware of the importance Java has and the way its brilliance and it is known for its embarkment in the programming field, the way of its uniqueness with new features, the way of its flexibility. Java has been one of the most used languages since its creation. So created in early 90s. So I will be narrating a small tale to you regarding Java and its usage, and I also will be telling you that about the author James Gosling, a very famous author of the book Codec Maxims, and how he led to the production and creation of this wonderful language, how he bought the whole system, his teammates, how they first thought about it. Then I'll also be narrating about how the name came, Java, the derivation of its symbol and all about it, and how the growing popularity, the way over these 20 or 30 years Java has been so popular in upcoming decades, its wide applicability. So here, okay, so let's start to talk about first of all the history of Java, like basics, when Java started its being, when was it first commuted. So Java is regarded as a project oriented programming language. It was in the early 90s, one of the students of Harvard University's James Gosling and his colleagues who were working at early 1990s at Sun Microsystems, they thought of developing a form of unconventional language, which would be very platform dependent. Okay, sorry, which would be very platform independent, because at that time most of the procedural programming languages had to be platform specific, and that was a big sort of hectic and and bit non-flexible work for the user owners, and non-flexible work for the people in the commuting circle. So any everyone needed something which would be platform independent, which would serve and cater to their need. So what happened was that once Gosling was, so they came up with the idea of Java, you know and here's the story how Java came into existence. So this is the basic idea, the need, you can say, to make things more platform independent was the first urge. The coders are working from all around, they were developing theories, that how could they make up a language which is not platform specific or restricted to a particular platform for its execution or for its running. Then they came up with this idea which I'll be telling you next. So James Gosling, was known earlier as the author of Gosling Emacs. It is a book about coding stuffs and how you can develop Unix programs, etc. No, and he one when you read through his books of several of his through Wikipedia or through internet, you will understand that he had invented an early Unix windowing system called News, okay, NEWS now, which became lesser used, okay, alternative to the still used X window. Now the reason was basically that the Sun did not give any open source license to it. No, so other than that, okay, this was just a short introduction to that of his Kodak background. He is basically known as the Mistrios, the Godfathers, in the field of creation of this unique, flexible Java language in 1994. You know, many there were many floating stories, and one of where I studied, it was written that the original compilation of Java, he had designed and implemented at a virtual machine. Now, Gosling, when one of his interviews, traces the origins of the approach to his early graduate student days. He believes that this urge to this creation had came from a time of his college days, his student days, when he had created a Picode virtual machine for the lab's DEC VX computer so that his professor could run programs written in UCHD Pascal. In the workings leading to Java at Sun, he saw that architectural neutral execution for widely distributed programs could be achieved by implementing a similar philosophy, always programmed for the same virtual machine. So you can see that how Gosling, of a very simple, you can say, or very modified format which he did in his early childhood for his professor, that struck him while at work. So, and that became one of the, you can say, a very striking features. This platform independence, drives its roots back from that P-code virtual machine for the lab's deck Pascal system which he had created for his professor. And you know as it was not that there were not other pioneers, or like there were other people working on this project. There was a group of them working, but Gosling is mostly known. Okay, and for this reason only, the National Academy of Engineering in the United States of America elected him as foreign associate member. Another contribution of Gosling can be said as he wrote the bundle program, or he can more specifically he co-wrote the bundle program known as SHAR, a utility through detailed in Brian Skeringen and Rob Pike's book, The Unix Program Environment. So, now we have talked so much about the author behind the Java's creation. So now we will be talking about one of the more important aspects, the symbol of Java, the symbol which came into use, the way Java was created. So most of you would be knowing that the name of Java was first as oak. Many of them believe that there was an oak tree outside the Java compound. Okay, and so outside there was a microsystems compound, and while they were developing this language, they drew inspiration from this oak tree. Okay, now many of them also believe that the word oak has also been adapted from the name of the developers, James Gosling, Arthur Van Hoff, and Andy Bechtolsheim. You know, now there is a story you can read around. Some people say that when James Gosling was in a coffee shop, and this striking idea influenced him, working at Java, which he says was very useful. You can say very instrumental. So he named the thing Java. Okay, and he was in the coffee shop, so he named it after a coffee. And we all know that Indonesia is quite highly famous for the production of coffee, so the derivation comes from there. While some others believe that it was the Arthur's Wen mindset, because Arthur Wen was a very addictive coffee drinker. Most of the time he used to drink coffee. So one day, it is just a story basically, that all the three of them were gossiping around the coffee house when when someone joked about Van that maybe instead of developing a language, we could develop a coffee bean or a coffee tree, like that something. So basically this led to the name, when they were finally came to the executional point of naming. So they remembered that thing, you can say, and named it. These are just small stories around. So I will also now narrate. And you all know that the very famous name came from the fellowmanship of the cup, the programming tree, the coffee which was consumed, which became very famous in Indonesia. So yeah, most theories believe that it was a benchmark for a tree, as the name Java. It was just because of the coffee was the main reason of it. And you can see the symbol also, there is a cup of coffee with flames running out of it, emphasizing the flames, which some of them symbolize that the flames embark, or they symbolize that the air of purity coming out. Okay, the as the flames reach there and spread away, the light, the knowledge, the applicability of Java spreads in the wide field of networking and programming. So yeah, these are some of the inspirations which many of them believe, and hence since then it has become a benchmark in the. Now we will talk about the various history of the versions. Now Java language has undergone various changes since Java development kit 1.0, as well as numerous additions of classes and packages have been made to the standard library. Since J2 SE1, the evolution of Java language has been governed by Java community process, which uses Java specification requests to propose and specify additions and changes to the Java platform. Moreover, in addition to the language changes, other changes have also been made to Java class library over the years, which has grown from few hundred classes in JDK 1.0 to over 3000 to JDK S2.5. No, entire new APIs such as Swing and Java 2D have also been introduced. Many of the methods have been depreciated, some have been implemented new. So yeah, this is whole, you can say this whole is the journey of Java development from time to time and over the years. Now we will talk about now see, it has been more over 26 or 27 years since the development of Java, and because of its uniqueness, its flexibility, its specific features, the mode of option it offers, the more is it offers for the programmers, it has been widely used, for its readability, simplicity, and now it has been running on over 7 billion devices in the worldwide, and yeah, the most famous tagline comes with Java is a Vora, write once, run anywhere. The platform independence, which served this feature served as a boon for this language, and since then it has reached new heights. And yeah, it was really one of the most remarkable creations in the field of computer and programming. So at this point, I would like to end this video by saying that, yeah, as a programmer, I am really in debt to those creators who came up with this language, because it's really helpful in many ways. And yeah, I would really like to thank my faculty, Mr. Kausar Ahmed, because of his guidance. It's possible for the commendation of this video. Thank you very much.